Let's get it, YouTube. Hey, now this is a funny story right here, but this is a cautionary tale story also. So when I was younger, I observed my aunts and uncles. They knew how to party. You know, when you're a little kid, you be like, shoot, I can't wait till I get to go to them parties and all that good stuff. And so, you know, time goes on. You always thinking about what you gonna be doing at the party. So my auntie used to party every day, right? So now, here I am, getting, you know, a little older, able to maybe do a little few things and all that good stuff. So was hanging out with some people, met this young fella, really kind of liked him. So we was talking on the telephone for hours at a time. Well, we just was doing what it do, right? So eventually, like I said, because my auntie and them like to party all the time, you know, at one point in time, somebody gonna be like, do somebody know where we could go to hang out? So I said, yeah. I said, my auntie giving a party right now. They was like, you bull crapping. I said, no, this happens every day. Y'all believe me? Let's go. So we get on the Grand River bus and everything, and we get over to my auntie house. So by me being a youngster, I couldn't be really in there doing what the grown-ups do. So we in the front room. I done knocked on the kitchen door. I done let my auntie know I was there. She was like, okay. I said, I got a few friends with me. She was like, all right. You know, just make sure they don't do nothing stupid. I was like, okay, auntie. So now, me and my friends, we listening to music, we eating, we talking. They was like, you got a cool auntie. I was like, yeah, my auntie cool as that. I said, she party every day. They was like, we ain't even believe. I was like, you ain't got to believe me. I already told you I don't talk to fit in. I don't need to do that. And so, my auntie decided, okay, now my niece is over here. I'm over here in the kitchen cooking. I got to check on her, right? So, she come in there, you know, I'm introducing her to everybody. This my auntie, this my auntie, this my friend, woo, woo, woo. I'm smiling. I'm geek because my auntie let me come over and hang out at the house. My cousins and them are always at school, so I didn't have to run into them, right? So my auntie said, hey, what you doing? I said, what you talking about, auntie? We just hanging. She said, no. She said, why you kissing on him? I said, oh, that's my little, you know, that's my the new little boyfriend. We talking right now and whatever. And she said, get your lips off of him. I was like, you know how you be thinking, oh, so, why she hating? What's going on? She said, that's your cousin. I said, that's my cousin. I ain't never met him before. She said, I know. She said, because I know you wouldn't be with him if you had met him. And she said, you know, separate. I said, yes, ma'am. Because, well, you know, I always respected my elders. You know, if they told me to do something, I would do it. And whatever. And here go my cousin. Somebody, yeah, cuz, I know we cousins and everything, but why don't we just be kissing cousins? I said, boo. We is not about to be kissing cousins. He talking about, well, let's just act like we don't know. I said, no, because now I know. Now, if I didn't know, then that might have been something different if our relationship had a progress. I said, but I don't, you know, we don't hardly know each other, but now I know that you my cousin. I'm definitely not kicking it with you. So now the moral of this story is, make sure that your kids know who their relatives is. And that's by them sitting down with the parents, the grandparents, the great grandparents, and learning the history and all the branches of your family together, so that make sure that the nieces and nephews all meet each other around the family. Stop being so dysfunctional, saying I don't want this one around, that one I don't want the one. That's crap, because when they get older, they might find themselves in a situation like I was in, where I'm over here kissing my cousin. Thank God we didn't do anything else, because on my side of the family, we awfully fertile. So just imagine me having, a kid with one of my cousins. And how embarrassing that is to the family and to myself, because I didn't even know that was my cousin. And so, yeah, teach your people who they people is. Take them around them. You ain't got to have them associate all the time, but make sure that they're introduced to one another. Okay, Facebook, I'm out. Bye.